In this lesson, we will work on the final part needed to compete in the minefield retrieval challenge, the arm. But first, here are some of the key features of the arm design. It can tilt up or down using a single motor plugged into port 6 on the microcontroller. Running the motor in the forward direction raises the arm, while running it in reverse lowers it. The arm relies on the positioning of the physical robot to put it in the right place to lift or lower an object. There is a limit switch in the front of the arm and a potentiometer along the shaft. You will learn how to program these sensors in the sensing section. Now that we've covered the basics, let's get to work in Robot C. Start by opening your Minefield Retrieval Remote Start program and save it as Minefield Retrieval Arm Control. Then go to Robot, Motors and Sensor Setup to give the arm motor a custom, easy-to-remember name. Make sure the Motors tab is selected and name the motor in port 6 Arm Motor. Press OK to finalize your changes. If we press one button on the remote control, the motor should spin forward and the arm should raise. And if we press another button, the motor should spin in reverse and the arm should lower. The key word here, and the tool that will allow us to implement these behaviors in Robot C, is the word if. An if statement is a conditional statement that works similarly to a while loop. Like a while loop, an if statement checks the condition between its parentheses. And if the condition is true, the commands between the curly braces are run. But if the condition is false, the program skips over the commands and moves on in the program. Unlike a while loop, however, an if statement only runs the commands in its curly braces once before the program moves on. Let's implement two if statements in our program. One to control the arm moving up, and one to control the arm moving down. Begin by adding a few empty lines below the remote control movement commands. Then add the framework for an if statement. Type if, a set of parentheses, and a set of curly braces. To raise and lower the arm, let's use the buttons in Group 6 on the top of the remote control. This will leave your thumbs free to move the joysticks. Using the Group 6 up button to raise the arm would be a logical choice, along with using the down button to lower the arm. For the condition of our first if statement, check if button 6 up is pressed, VexRT, BTN6U equals 1. And if so, raise the arm. Motor, arm motor, equals 40. This if statement checks if the up button in Group 6 is pressed, and turns the motor on forward if it is. Now let's add code to lower the arm. Once again, type if, a set of parentheses, and a set of curly braces. This if statement will check if the down button in Group 6 is pressed. VexRT, BTN6D equals 1. And if it is, lower the arm. Motor, arm motor, equals -40. We're going to try this out on our end, but don't follow along this time. Even though the code may seem complete, you'll see in a moment it's missing a key component. Pressing the up button raises the arm, and pressing the down button lowers it, but the arm won't stop, even when we let go of the buttons. We'd better stop the program for now, until we figure out why. In this lesson, you learned how the if statement works and used it to begin to implement arm control in your program. Continue on to the next lesson to figure out what the problem is and make steps toward a working solution.